Okay guys, so I am here to do the tag that Herlonda started. That's Pooh Bear. I can't remember the numbers. I'm sorry. I'm so bad with numbers. So I apologize, because anyone out there that has usernames with numbers in, I will never remember the numbers and get them right. So I'll just say the name parts. But yeah. So I thought it was an interesting topic, and I just wanted to give my opinion on it. So first I will say there's only been maybe 2 or 3 times that I have brought dolls to work. The first time was I brought my Ashton Drake dolls back when I only had my Ashton Drake dolls. And it was only because my coworker at the time that like worked in the same room as me. This is when I still worked in daycare. It was the first daycare that I ever worked at after graduating college. This was before all my health problems and everything. So I was working there at the time that I went to Minnesota for the doll weekend. And this particular coworker that I worked with in the room, she and I really clicked, and I felt comfortable enough to tell her exactly what I was going to be doing on the trip, that I was going to be meeting up with doll collectors, and we have these realistic dolls and this and that. And she was very interested in it and very intrigued by it. And so when I came back and told her how much fun we had and everything, she really wanted to see what the dolls were like. So of course at that time I only had my electronic neonate, which I didn't want to bring her in because she was way too heavy. But I thought I would bring in the Ashton Drake dolls because at that time they looked pretty realistic, because I hadn't really discovered Reborns yet. And so I brought them in, but when I brought them in a bag, and I put them in the closet, and I did not bring them out until it was nap time and all the children were sleeping, and it was only me and her in the room, no one else, because I did not feel comfortable with anyone else seeing the dolls. And I showed them to her, and she loved them, and she thought they were great. And then they went back into the bag, back into the closet, and back home with me. And that was the extent of that. Because I just didn't feel comfortable at that time with everyone knowing about my hobby, because I just didn't want anyone to think I was like weird or whatever. The next time that I brought a doll to work was a few years ago when I was taking care of Jeremy. My friend Isabel, she lives close to the area where Jeremy lives. And so at that time, it was when I was only working the mornings, and I would be finished work at 1 o'clock every day. So a couple of times, Isabel and I had planned an afternoon, like a doll afternoon at her house. And so because I knew I'd be going straight from work to her house, I brought my doll to work to take to her place after. But again, because I was taking care of a young child, and also his family did not know about my hobby, and I just always am leery of letting people know about it, because I don't want them to think I'm crazy or whatever. So I just brought my doll bag, that made by Susan. I just brought my doll bag with my doll in it, and the bag was completely closed up, so no one knew what was in it. It just looked like a regular old duffel bag, and no one questioned what was in it or whatever. And so no one saw the doll at my work. You know, his parents were there in the morning and went out, and then his mom came home, and when Jeremy was napping, Jeremy did not see the doll the whole time. And as soon as my shift ended, I grabbed my bag and was on my way to my doll day with my friend. So those were the only times that I've ever brought dolls to work, and they've pretty much just stayed out of sight in a bag. And they were there, like I said, to either show a person at work that was interested or to take it somewhere that I was going after work, so I didn't have to go all the way home to get my doll and come all the way back, since I travel by bus. It just made more sense since Isabel was literally a 10-minute bus ride from Jeremy's house. So I wasn't going to go all the way, like an hour trip home on the bus and then an hour trip back down again just to get my doll. So those were the only times I've ever done that. Otherwise, I have never ever thought to bring a baby to work with me. It's actually never crossed my mind, unless, like I said, unless I had a purpose, like I was going to meet up with a doll friend after work or something like that, or someone that I worked with was asking to see one. But, you know, in most cases, my employers don't know about my hobby, so, and I don't really talk about it, and so they would have no idea. So it's just never, ever crossed my mind. I work as a nanny, and my focus is on the child that I am taking care of. I am, you know, feeding them, doing activities with them, taking them outside, taking them on outings. My time here is very busy, and I have to focus on the real live child that I am caring for, not a doll. So yeah, it's never even crossed my mind to bring a doll. It would just be a hassle to bring a doll on a bus that's like an hour bus ride to get to work and back, and then back home again. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's just a hassle, and I've never considered it, never thought of it. Maybe once or twice when I was working just the morning shift and I had plans to go to the mall after work, there was a couple of times that I had considered bringing a doll in a doll bag along with my front carrier in the bag, and then after I leave work, getting out my carrier and putting my baby in and going to the mall with the baby. But I thought, no, like, again, too much hassle. And not just that, but I thought, like, where am I going to go to put my baby in the carrier? Because they're going to see me pulling a baby out of a bag and putting it in the carrier. It's too weird, too much hassle. So really, I've never considered it. I've never thought of it. It's never crossed my mind. I don't know. I'm kind of with Herlanda on this one, that, you know, not to knock anyone who, you know, maybe has a desk job that can bring their baby and sit their baby next to them while they're working. But personally, I don't really understand it, because I agree with Herlanda. Like, I just feel like when you're going to work, that is your place of work. You're there to do your job. It's not a place where you're supposed to be having a hobby. I look at it the same way. Like, you're not going to someone who's like a gamer. Like, you're not going to go and say, hey, can I play my Xbox at work? Like, no, like, you're there to work. You're there to get work done. I just personally don't think it's professional to bring a baby to work. I mean, like Herlanda, I agree with pretty much whatever Herlanda had said. Like, I guess if your boss is okay with it, then so be it. But I personally just feel like it's not the right place for it, and it's not professional. It's a workplace. It's, you know, not like when you're at home and you're just relaxing and unwinding. And like, for me, that's the fun part about having the dolls, is that I have something to look forward to when I go home. Like, yeah, I can go home tonight and I can cuddle my baby while I watch my TV shows and just relax and unwind. And they kind of calm me down at the end of the day. And, you know, it's kind of nice to, you know, you come home from work and you're tired and you're just like, I can just like sit here and hold my sweet baby and have that cuddle therapy, that feel good hormones released, you know, like just relax or, you know, change them or make a little video with them. Like, I feel like that's the time and place for it, you know, like when you're at work, you're there to work, you're there to do your job, you're there, you know, to do your tasks. And I feel like having a reborn there would be a distraction, and just not look professional. I mean, yeah, I don't really get it. I mean, no offense to anyone who does it. If you do it and it's okay, great. If it works for you, but for me, I don't think it would matter, you know, whether it's a nanny job or not. I don't think I would ever consider that. I mean, to have to gather up all that stuff in the morning and drag it all on the bus and no. That's the nice part about them being dolls. They are dolls. They're not real. You don't have to get babysitters for them. You can just leave them at home and you come home and they're right where you left them. Your house isn't destroyed. They're just fine. They're not crying. They're not upset that you've abandoned them all day while you're at work. You don't have child services banging on your door going, you left your children at home all day. No, it's just, that's the nice part about them. They're not real. You can just, you know, have fun with them as a way to de-stress at the end of the day and relax. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't see the need in it. I don't see the point in it. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. I know Herlanda, I think, kind of said the same thing too. But yeah, it would be very interesting to see other people's videos. If anyone else does this topic, I'd like to hear the different opinions because it's an interesting topic that I never really thought about before. I didn't really know that people brought their reborns to work on a regular basis. It's interesting, but I just don't think it's professional. I don't know. Yeah. But like I said, especially for me, like being a nanny, like I'm not going to bring a doll. You know, I'm supposed to be taking care of the child, you know. And I definitely wouldn't want to have a reborn around a toddler because they might wreck it. And so, yeah, not for me. Not for me. But I would love to hear other people out there doing this topic and see what they have to say about it. But it's definitely not something I would do. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video here. And I hope you enjoyed this little chat on this topic. And thank you, Herlanda, for starting it up because it was really an interesting topic. So anyways, guys, we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys. After taking Zoe out to the London Doll Show yesterday, I just felt like spending some more time with her. It's been a while. And, you know, she's still a new baby, too. You know, I know Haley came after her, and she's the newest, but Zoe's still new, too, and I've missed spending time with her, so I'm going to get her out of her little outfit that she wore on her outing, and I'm going